everyone, and welcome to Lost Bits. This is the companion series to the main series that I run on my channel, and this episode is for Ai Khanoum, so if you haven't watched the main episode yet, please go check it out right over here, or here somewhere. I'll put a link up here for you. Now that episode will cover everything you need to know on Ai Khanoum, but this video right here, we do things a little bit differently over here on Lost Bits. We don't worry about covering everything here, and this isn't meant to be a sum-up video either, but instead a place for me to share with you any cool bits of research I find while making those main episodes that, well, they don't really fit into the main story of the place. They're just too cool for me to not share. And Ai Khanoum, oh my goodness, is a great place to start. What a fantastic history. There's so much there. There's so much I had to leave out. So much amazing information that I just couldn't fit into the main episode. So let's dive right in. Okay, one of the first things I wish I had more time to cover was Alexander the Great's death. Now, Alexander is such a famous military leader. Some of you might already know this, and I did mention it in the main episode, but I couldn't dive into it. Alexander the Great was an extremely successful young conqueror who amassed a huge empire during his short life, but like I said, it was quite a short life. He died at the age of 32 under extremely mysterious circumstances. To abbreviate events somewhat, Alexander was an extremely talented and charismatic military leader, but he was also a young man that liked to party. Alexander drank hard and feasted hard, and he didn't really care who tried to stop him. And in the days leading up to his death, he was on a series of massive drinking bouts each night where he would work hard during the day and party hard until the sun came up. And for days before his death, he was complaining of chest pains. However, immediately after his death, poison was also suspected. And there's also been some rumors that maybe he might not have been quite as dead as they thought. I'm going to put some links down in the first comment below. I'm going to put all the links down in the first comment below. And I encourage you, if this sounds like something you're interested in, to check it out. Okay, Antiochus and his stepmother. Basically, I hinted that Antiochus and his stepmother had a very unique relationship. And that's to put it mildly. Antiochus, before his father's death, had seen his father marry, well, a bunch of ladies. He was a king. He had a whole bunch. But one of them, a much younger woman, Antiochus was very attracted to, apparently. And as the story goes, he started to pine away for his father's wife until eventually a physician interviewed him and kind of figured out what was going on and talked to the dad. And the dad was like, oh, geez. And in the end, the dad divorced the woman and let his son marry her. And I guess it worked out okay. And this could have all been a power move too, to sort of solidify the throne. His father and him would end up co-ruling for a while. So maybe, passing a wife on to her would make the son seem more legitimate in that circumstance. But honestly, it's hard to know what's going on. And this was all, a very long time ago. So I've included some links below to that as well, because it is interesting. It's just a little strange. One of the last and most fascinating things that I found out during the research of the episode for Ai Khanoum was just the amount of history that Buddhism has in Afghanistan. And yes, I'd seen, like other people, those giant statues of the Buddha being destroyed, but it was truly lost on me, I think, just how long a history Buddhism and Hinduism have in our region of Central Asia. As you would have heard me mention in the main episode, at one point during the Greco-Bactrian dynasty, one of our kings would end up conquering the Indian region of Gandhara. And from that point on, and a little before that even, honestly, due to trade, a lot of different Eastern cultural practices, including Buddhism, came into Afghanistan. They have a huge and wonderful and beautiful history here. Though, unfortunately, due to persecution by groups like the Taliban, today in Afghanistan, the Buddhist population is almost non-existent. I've included some links below as well to some information on the history of Buddhism in Afghanistan, as it's a beautiful read. And they've contributed a great deal to the culture and history and produced some amazing artifacts during their time there. And hopefully someday in our lifetime we'll see Afghanistan come to a place where the Buddhist people who have heritage there are free to practice their faith once again. Okay, and that's everything for today's episode of Lost Bits. I have To be honest, I could keep talking for ages, but those were the three big areas that I wish I could have fit into the main episode because they were all very interesting. And I would love to hear your guys' take on any of this and any other interesting bits of Greco-Bactrian history or history in general that you'd like to share. As always, please never be afraid to reach out through the comments, or you can find me on Instagram and Reddit as well, and I'll put all my links in the description box below. And until next time, be safe, be happy, go with all my love, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.